Welcome to Tomorrow's World Today, a show dedicated to the discovery of innovation and cutting-edge technology. We showcase the latest developments from the greatest companies and smartest people in the world. Tomorrow's ideas are out there, and through our journey of inspiration, we will create a plan for the park of the future. This is Inventionland World Headquarters. Here now is George Davison.
George, are you trying to get my attention?
Yeah, in fact, I am.
What is up?
The paper in that airplane was mass-produced somewhere. And we're going through boatloads of paper around here. We're doing lots of brainstorming as usual, and our guest count keeps going up, up, and up. So we're consuming paper like never before, and I want to make sure that we're being as, environmentally conscious as possible.
I know that tone. Sounds like you're getting ready to send me somewhere.
A little R&R's in your future, little rest and research.
You know when I go on these work trips, there's very little rest involved, right?
I'm gonna be sending you halfway around the world this time, and you're gonna be checking out like technology and innovation in the paper industry.
So definitely no rest given the time zone changes. Where am I headed?
Indonesia.
Yes! It is warm there. I may never come back.
You're coming back. You'd miss me too much.
We'll see about that. Some journeys for inspiration are longer than others, and today's trek has brought me halfway around the world to Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm here at the Green Office Park to visit the offices of Asia Pulp and Paper. I'll be talking with them about their sustainability efforts, local community initiatives, and their vision for the future of this industry, including replacements for plastic. I'd love to start with a little bit of the history of APP.
Well, APP is fundamentally two businesses. One's a plantation business and the other one's manufacturing and marketing business. If you look at our farms, we get a piece of land from the government. We do a high conservation value assessment to see what's the good land with flora, fauna that we need to conserve. So that's about 25%. And when we get the land, we actually get communities that live on the land. So we've got to set aside land for them, and that's about 25%. And we plant fast-growing acacia and eucalyptus on the remaining 50% of the land. And then we harvest it at the end of 5 years. We make pulp, and from pulp we make paper and tissue, the end products, and that gets shipped to customers.
You mentioned that part of the land is set aside for the local communities. What kind of initiatives are you working with?
One of the things that we do is make sure that we operate in harmony with the people, and we also operate in a way that is sustainable for the landscape. We bring up the level of farming so that they don't use traditional slash and burn techniques, and that keeps the haze down, it keeps risks of forest fires going out of control, and that's really valuable for us.
You mentioned fire management. I know
Yes.
that's a huge issue here. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
The biggest issue for climate change in Indonesia is really forest fires. When people are poor and they don't have machinery, they will just literally go out and find a bare piece of land. They will light a fire to clear the land so that they can grow cash crops. Sometimes the fires go out of control. That's where we step in and we help them clear the land, and we work with them to do it in a sustainable way. Fire management is important to APP because when the fires start and it goes the wrong way, it could wipe out our forest and our trees. That goes into making pulp. The control rooms where we monitor fire management in Indonesia. Essentially, we've got 10 screens. Some of that information's from public sources, satellites. Some of the other information are from weather stations that we place on our farms. The other screens basically show the way the wind blows so that when we identify a fire, we know which way it's going to come. That's important because it allows us to react very quickly to a situation. Tomorrow's about to head out to the Riau province, which is about a 2-hour flight from Jakarta. It's going to be a different world because she's where we plant the trees, it's very rural, and it's absolutely the opposite of what Jakarta is.
Hi, Tamara. Welcome to the jungle.
Elam, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Today I want to show you how our fire prevention on the ground happen. So
Okay, great.
let's go up to the tower.
We're going up there?
Yes. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm always up for an adventure.
Okay, good. I'm really excited to show Tamara on how we do fire training drill on the ground. Since we implementing fire prevention program, the fire significantly reduced from 2015 up to now. So this tower is being used by our fire team to monitor or do the prevention. If you remember, in the situation room, all the hotspot data will be sent to the team on the field. They receive the data, they monitor to make sure if there is a fire or no fire.
So it's really a combination of data science and eyes and ears on the ground here.
Yes.
All right, here they come.
Ah, here they come. Tamara, she got to see how the firemen put out the fire. The haze was an issue in 2015, but since we implement fire prevention program, the fire reduced significantly.
So the firefighters that SCA, they're all local members of the community that APP has trained?
Yes, we combine our employee and security and as well the local community on how to do the prevention to reduce all the significant fire in our plantation.
Got it. And I'm imagining that in addition to fewer fires being good for business, it's also good for the environment, for the air quality, less haze?
Yes, of course.
Well, thank you so much for taking me up here to show me this.
Yeah, you have been the bird's eye view right now. Why don't we go to the field to see the community program?
I'm excited to meet some new people.
Cool. Now I will bring Tamara to see how APP helping farmers to do more sustainable farming system.
Hey, Tamara.
Hey, George.
You know, you're 11 hours ahead. How's the future look?
Future, present, past. Given the jet lag, I have no idea what day or time it is. But despite the fact that my body's pretty confused, Indonesia is fantastic.
I thought it would be.
I just got a sky-high treetop view of the forest that APP protects and maintains to create their products from. There were miles and miles of perfect trees in every direction. It was gorgeous. And now I'm gonna head to the lab where they cultivate the saplings before planting them. You know I love my lab visits.
Well, hey, I'll let you go. You go let that science geek out of you and have a good time.
That is never a problem. I'll talk to you soon.
See you tomorrow.
This is Herman Farm. They grow many things, melon, vegetable. APP provide fun and educate them on more sustainable technique in terms of farming and as well educate them by giving alternatives to slash and burn technique. Slash and burn, they just clear the grass and burn the land to do the next vegetation.
So the farmers here used to use slash and burn to prepare their land for the next planting.
Yes, experience in 2015 for the big fire, we realized that a lot of communities do slash and burn, and APP launched integrated forestry and farming system, allocated $10 million for 500 villages to transform the way they do the farming.
Okay, so I don't know a lot about farming, but why didn't they just use more sustainable methods to begin with?
To do sustainable farming, of course, need equipment. To run and buy equipment, need money. So that's why APP provide that fund and also educate how to do the technique and awareness about the impact of the fire in the forest. Let me introduce you to Herman, is one of the farmer in this program. Pak Herman, ini Tamara.
Hi.
Herman.
So I'm curious how working with APP has changed the way that you farm.
Cara bertani, muka lahan itu cara menjalur.
He feel that before he was doing the slash and burn, and now he know that do the slash and burn giving negative impact. So she feel very happy because of all APP can provide help, even to provide seeds, infrastructure, up to the market the products. We have implemented this program more than 280 villages and involved more than 16,000 farmers on the ground. Now I will bring Tamara to see the lab, the beginning of the trees to plant and to become pepper. In this building, I want to show you the beginning of our planted trees and how we can produce up to 10 million mother trees per year and not rely on natural forests.
10 million mother trees a year? We got a lot to take a look at.
Yes, please.
So what exactly is happening in here?
So this bottle coming from the mother tree, after the rooting system, they will cut and then produce another shoot, go to the next rooting system.
So this is coming from the mother tree, which you've bred to have all of the characteristics that are ideal for the trees you're trying to produce for the paper making process. And then they grow here in the lab, and then ultimately all of the land that you plant, these are the trees.
Yes, per bottle is about 30 to 35 shoots, and they can work per hour. It's about 24 bottles.
24 bottles an hour?
Per hour, yes.
Now I'm starting to understand how you get to that 10 million tree number.
Yes, let me show you the rooting room.
Okay,
Please.
great.
This is the rooting room. If you see all the lights, and we manage the temperature between 25 and up to 33 degrees. And if you see, this is the rooting process.
Oh, wow. So what are the roots growing in?
There is a hormone mixed with the chemicals to help the growth of the roots. We have several, depend on the kind of species.
How long do you call them baby trees?
We call it plantlets.
How long do these plantlets stay in here?
They need 1 month to get the rooting success and go to the nursery.
Can we see the nursery?
Yes, we are going to there.
Okay. This is a beautiful nursery. How old are these baby eucalyptus trees we're looking at?
This is 25 days, and we will let it up to 70 days and send to the field ready to plant.
And then they're out there growing for 5 years.
Yes, exactly. And I will send you to the mill to meet Albert, and he will explain on how the pulp and paper process in the mill.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Hello, Tamara.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Albert.
Yeah, here. Welcome to Indonesia Pulp and Paper.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to show you our black liquor. Use it as energy to produce our pulp and paper for sustainability.
Let's go.
Let's have a tour. Black liquor comes from our pulp process. It creates organic fuel. It gives us energy. The first step is we're getting log, which is our farm tree plantation, and it is legal. Bring it to our log yard, and we chip it into a small size wood.
That is a lot of chips.
Yes, it's 30,000 tons per day.
30,000 tons of wood chips a day?
You are right.
And is there an ideal size of a wood chip for the paper making process?
2.5 times 3 times 0.5
Centimeters or inches?
centimeter.
So like this?
This size.
This size?
Yes, this size.
Okay, so what's the next step?
Chip will be sent to our digester to cook as a pulp.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
it's really fun having Tamara at our meal. A lot of good questions. She's excited, same as like me. Okay, here we are at the black liquor sampling point. Black liquor is a side product of a pulp making. The pulp making, we cook with a white liquor. It's a Na2S and NaOH. The white liquor cook the wood chips. The byproduct, it's become a black liquor. It's basically a lignin, wood lignin. Lignin actually is just like a glue between a fiber to fiber in the wood itself.
So when you cook the wood chips with the white liquor, it separates the fiber from the lignins, which is kind of like the glue, which is what we're looking at coming here, the black liquor.
Correct, exactly. You are very smart. It's a fuel. We burn it at our cafe boiler. It gives us energy about 66% for this total complex.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that 66% of this huge plant is powered by the energy that comes from the black liquor?
You are right.
I love green energy, and I can always drink to that.
Thank you.
Not the black liquor though.
Let's go to see how we make paper.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Okay, let's go. At paper side, we receive a wet pulp. We bleach it about 88-89% of brightness. We screen it, clean it, take out all the air inside the stock. We start to form it at a paper machine. After that, it goes to a press section. We need to dry it. It's a very big paper, and we need to cut it into the smaller roll, depend on what customer asking for. Tamara was surprised how many stages we are getting through to make a paper.
It's been great to learn the story behind paper, an object that we use every day. I'm also curious about what you think is the future of this industry.
We have a new sustainable product. I'm going to set up a meeting for you with Felix at office.
Fantastic, thank you.
Pulp making process, it's keep developing. You need to be more efficient to be able to compete in this new world.
I've been in the forestry and paper industry for 30 years. I'm very excited. We can offer a solution that could provide a biodegradable answer to today's plastic issues.
So now that I've gotten an understanding of what goes into that everyday sheet of paper, I'm very curious about the future of this industry.
If you look at the paper making process, fibers are natural resources and of course 100% recyclable. However, if you look at today's situation with plastic ocean, 2 million tons of plastic that's annually dumped into the ocean is a mega problem.
2 million tons is nothing to joke about.
And we look at today's major coffee chain owners, they have a big issue. 250 billion cups annually, less than 1% are recycled each year. Traditional cups have paper with PE coating, and consumers are unaware that these plastics are going to stay in the ocean for more than 500 years.
So what are you doing here to help with that?
We have been looking at solutions that could provide a very sustainable and recyclable products to pack your daily lunch boxes. And if you look at the products that we have been designing, there's no plastic or poly coating. You need plastic to have a barrier protection. However, with our innovation that we have spent 5 years, 6 years looking at it, it is entirely compostable. They can be thrown into landfill and decomposed within 12 weeks.
After 12 weeks in a landfill, this will fully break down?
Yeah, it is a solution that is a breakthrough and innovation for others.
Felix, it's totally been worth the journey to find out what you guys are doing here. Thanks so much.
Yeah. I think this is a revolution. The biodegradable solution that we are providing can decompose in 12 weeks. Can you imagine what this means to the replacement of plastic in today's packaging? I think tomorrow I'm very impressed with the solution we provide.
Hey, Tamara, I bet you need some caffeine. I brought you some coffee.
Thank you. I am jet lagged and I have no idea what day it is. But I do have some information for you.
Well, how about you get a little nap after you brief me on the Indonesia trip?
Well, I got to see the entire tree-to-paper process, from the biology lab to the nursery to the forest to the plant. And I also got to see how they're working with the local community for things like fire prevention services.
Wow, a lot of process and people working together.
You know, in fact, it kind of reminded me of when I went to Chiquita and saw what they're doing with their water reclamation processes.
It really sounds great. These big companies working hard and trying to figure out better sustainability.
Well, speaking of sustainability, I brought you a present from APP. This is called a food pack.
A food pack?
It's a product that they are developing which will hopefully eventually replace plastic containers for food. It's completely biodegradable and much better for the environment.
Wow, this is real technology. This will be good stuff. I'm getting hungry. This looks like I could put my leftovers in this.
Does that mean you're gonna bring me lunch tomorrow?
It's a deal. I'll bring lunch tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna go catch that nap.
Sleep well.